the best Texan ever. How great is it? How special is it to have the Super Bowl in Houston?
It's great. It's great for the fans. It's great for the city. You get a chance to let people, come in and see what Houston's all about. So it's a great event.
I think you're a Hall of Famer. Had an unbelievable career. You even had great moments this year for the Tennessee Titans, a game on CBS against Detroit, that touchdown in the fourth quarter. How did you know it was time to say, my career, my unbelievable career, time to call it a day as an NFL player?
Well, just mentally, I really wasn't into it anymore. Your body, is not responding the same. So it was something that I had, thought about for a little while. And when I made the decision, I just felt like it was at the right time.
You had a really strong year before you called it a career. The Tennessee Titans, who I said on Time to Shine, we're going to surprise some people this year. I didn't think it would be this good.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you go down to Week 16 with an opportunity to make the playoffs. When did you realize that the Tennessee Titans had an opportunity to be a playoff team?
Well, you could see the talent there, when I first got there. But at the same time, we just knew out on the field that we couldn't, beat ourselves. And that's the way we started the season off. We were beating ourselves. But once we stopped turning the ball over and things like that, you could just kind of see the team take off.
How good is Marcus Mariota at the quarterback position?
He's great. He's going to be very good. You could tell he's very comfortable in what he's doing, and you saw that as the season went on. And I just think the biggest thing for him right now is just keeping him healthy.
I think that Tennessee has a bright future. I think Houston has a bright future. You feel like you're back and acclimated with the Texans organization?
Yeah, I do. I went to 3 games this year. Got a chance to sit down with Mr. McNair and, just catch up with everybody, and everybody was excited to have me back. So, this is, where I spent 12 seasons, and, I always feel comfortable here, and it feels like home. So everything's good.
As our audience on Time to Shine knows, and I was wrong, I love the Brock Osweiler signing. I mean, I thought they were ready to Brock and roll.
Right.
What was your take on the signing? What did you see this year? And do you think he should be the Texans quarterback next season?
I thought it was a great signing also. At the same time, I think the biggest thing when you just look at the games this year, I just feel like at times him and his receivers weren't on the same page. So I think that's just the biggest thing for them. Just getting on the same page this offseason and making sure they all, seeing the same thing. So, but I think, when you make a signing like that, you can't just go off one year. You have to get a guy another shot. So,
do you think maybe they'll bring in competition? What would your reaction be if they said, all right, there's this guy in Dallas we might trade for,
right,
Tony Romo? Would you endorse a move like that?
Yeah, I think competition is good. I think when you don't have competition, that's when it's bad because you're able to relax. But I think when you have somebody behind you that's pushing you, it makes everything better.
You were with Kyle Shanahan in Houston.
Right.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
What has made him such a good coach, and how has he put his stamp on the Atlanta Falcons?
He's just a great football mind. You can see how he involves everybody. It's not just about one guy. He's going to involve everybody, and he's going to come up with different plays for you to stop. So he's very creative, with what he does, and you can see that, with the Falcons offense this season.
How do you think he'll do in San Francisco? I mean, let's not pretend here. He's going to be the next head coach of the 49ers. How do you think he's going to do as a head coach in San Francisco?
I think he'll do very well. I'm sure the 49ers fans are going to want something to happen very quickly, but at the same time, you just have to embrace the process. So, but I think he'll do a very good job.
When you look at some of those Texans teams that you were on, I once picked you years ago to go to the Super Bowl, and you won 2 games,
right,
but there were some unbelievable memories. How do you reflect on those Texans teams?
It was a lot of fun. Some of the best days of my life. Just going out and battling, with the teammates that I had. I still have a great relationships with those guys right now to this day. So, those are memories you'll never forget.